So I just received this BM700 BMW scanner from Ancel, and we happen to have a Beamer here in the shop, so we're going to see what this thing can do. Here behind me is a 2013 BMW X3. I'm going to plug this guy in and see what modules it can read and what it's capable of. So let's check this out. So I got the BM700 plugged in. We do have a check engine light on, so we can use this to figure out what's going on with that. Some real world experience here. This looks pretty similar to another scanner I just did a review on, but I wonder if they're like the same housings with different softwares just uploaded into these things. But you got generic OBD2, which means you can plug this into any car and just read the generic OBD2 codes and read what's coming from the engine control module only. All right, so let's see what this one has in here. So we got P1339. Where am I going? 1339, and okay, so it's the same code. So we'll check to see when we do the actual scan if it shows anything different, but you'll be able to plug this into any car and get the readiness information. All right. So it's kind of handy, especially if you're worried about doing emissions testing. Okay, read the data stream. Some models, I haven't been able to get this to work on many scanners for the EVAP system test, so I'm not really sure what models that's actually good for, but it's in here. So that may show the VIN. Yeah, it shows the VIN. All right. So we're gonna exit. So now before we go to the BMW, it's got oil reset functions, parking brake reset functions, reset the battery monitor functions, which one is that? Engine control module. I'm not sure. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so that would be the battery reset. This is for the battery testing. All right, that'll show battery testing. Sorry about that. And then throttle control reset, which I'm not sure if BMWs actually use that or not. I'm primarily Mercedes-Benz, but if BMW has to relearn the throttle body, the option is there. And then here's the tool setup where I am going to shut off this annoying beep. And actually, the more I look at the software, the more it is identical to the other scanner I just did for the Volvo, all right, from AutoFix. So it seems that some of these companies just get the same scanner and then they have their name pasted on top with the same software that's shared between multiple different brands. All right, so what we'll do is we're going to go to BMW. All right, and this is new for me, so I'm not good with BMW models. So BMW series. Oh, okay, well that's good. It looks like it does BMW, Mini, and Rolls, so that's cool. BMW, and it's none of these. We're going to go for the X, and we're going for X3, and what did I say? All right, so F25, and we're going to do basic functions, system scan, which it's going to scan for all the available modules. Now what these things do is they scan to see what reports back. So you do have to know what's installed in the car, because let's say you're trying to access a specific module, like a door module, but it doesn't show up on here. It's because it's not communicating. So now that's a symptom, right? So this is going to find the number of modules that are reporting back, where the actual BMW scanner would know what modules are supposed to be reporting back, so it would set a fault with the module saying cannot communicate, where this one, if the trans wasn't reading, it would just not show the trans. So you got to pay attention to that thing, all right? But here it looks like we're seeing all of the faults. Let's see what, let's go to the engine module if we can find it here. May not see it. May not know what I'm looking for here. These are all the codes in that module there. Transmission. So that's weird that, oh, that's it, okay, sorry, I read the wrong one. So transfer case has a fault. we'll see the fault code there. And there's a code with the instrument cluster. It tells you, I believe, the kilometers that the fault happened at. But anytime you go into a module, you see these four things: the version of the module, read, clear, or read the live data of the data stream of what the control module is seeing. So I'm not sure why there's not an engine module unless I don't know the term for it. Mercedes, we call them ME for motor electronics. Let's see, we got all these faults here. I do not see that, so let's back out. Let's do manual select, engine control module. Okay, we can't talk to it. We can't talk to the engine control module. So now the question is it a problem with the scanner, or is it a problem with the actual module because the car is running? All right, so I'm not going to go into diagnosis here, but we are able to read it with the generic fault code reader. So either that, or I don't have the right thing picked, but it's a 2013, and I believe I have the right model, X3. Nothing I'm missing there. Let's see what special functions are. All right. Let's get back out to generic and just see what it does with this again. Okay, so there's still a fault there, but we're reading something. Let's try this again. I don't want to get off on a tangent. Just looking to do this. See if that changed anything. Okay. All right, so that's a problem there. I would need another BMW to see if it's an issue with the engine module here, or if it's just a scanner. All right. Or maybe I'm doing something wrong and memory tells me that it may not read the engine module while the car is running. The main focus of this video is to show the scanner and its functionality, and the fact that you can read all of the control modules is a benefit because there's so many control modules located all around the car that you got to know what they're all seeing. All right, so let me back out and do one more time. Ah, there it is, engine control module. Learning curve. I remember dealing with something like this in a model way in the past, and it might have been a BMW, where it won't read the module while the engine's running or something like that. So figure that one out. And that's when experience comes into play, because trial and error, right? So yeah, the engine module, or the engine has to be off in order to read the engine module. So keep that in mind. And now we can go there and see the fault code and see what it shows. All right, so now the generic fault code showed the P code. This has the actual BMW fault code. Two fault codes, actually. All right, so that's where you got to have the right scanner to read the right information, or else you'll go off on a wrong diagnosis by Googling a P code, when generic fault codes don't really give you the exact information that the manufacturer specific fault code would give you. Right now, the bad thing about these is you can't do nothing with it. Once you see the code, that's it. You got to Google for the code, and or call a BMW dealer, see if they'll give you some information. But we can get some data stream in here. So right now the engine's not running. All right, 0 RPM. I'm gonna go ahead and start it up. Okay, I got engine RPM, coolant temp, so I can rev the engine. All right, you can see the RPM go. All right, so we can see everything the control module sees. So if you go down, it's page by page, all the different values. So you would use these values to determine what the module is seeing. So let's say one of these, let me try to find something easier to explain. Looking for something with voltage. So if you got a module reading voltage from some sensor, you can back probe the sensor and compare it to what the module is seeing to know if you're getting the right information or not. All right, I don't really see much. There we go, some voltage there. Knock sensor. All right, so fan, knock sensor, coolant temp. You can see all the values that the thing can show you. It shows you 83 total, and we're on 56 to 60, right? So there you go, some battery voltage and stuff. All right, so it's pretty neat. You get to see all the values. One thing I like to always show people is the door module. Let's see if I can find what module controls everything inside the car. Central gateway, seat module. All right, after some trial and error, the footwell module is what controls the windows. So what I'm looking for is, let's say you have a failed window. The window's not rolling down, right? So I'm going to use the switch, and I'm going to watch the scanner, and it shows me how I'm operating the switch. Comfort opening, auto closing, manual opening, manual closing. So if the window's not working, I got to figure out, is it the switch, is it the module, or is it the window motor? This helps me because now I know the switch is working. I know the switch is working and the module is seeing the switch working. So now the issue is between the module or the motor or whatever module activates the window motor. All right, so this is where something like this comes in handy. I like using this scenario because it shows you why you need a scanner, right? If you didn't have the scanner, okay, and you're pulling the switch and nothing's happening, what are you going to do? You're going to go and replace the motor? You don't know it's a motor. You're going to replace the switch? You don't know it's a switch. You're going to replace that switch? You don't know the way it communicates, right? So you got to have something like this to interrogate, get in there and see what it's reading, all right? So I do like this thing. I like it because you can read all the control modules and you can read the data stream. If it was bidirectional, that would make it a plus, but it's not. I'm told that you may be able to get the data through here with the fault codes and stuff. If there's a way to save them, I have not figured that out yet. I'm gonna keep going back and forth here. But that's basically the function of the scanner, and I think it is very helpful to you guys. All right, so as far as a review, I like it. Why do I like it? Because you can read all the control modules. That's very important nowadays. There's so many control modules in the car that when you get one that just does the check engine light, that's not helping you much unless you're only concerned with the check engine light, right? There's different levels of scanner. I got a video that I made that explained the different levels of scanner from generic all the way up to the big bad boys that you would need. You can't activate things with this, so that's a negative for me, only because I want more out of these things. You know, like it's kind of like a la carte where you buy just up to what you need. So you may not need to activate things. You may not be doing full diagnosis yourself. You know, I'm not sure if you're a DIYer watching this video or you're a used car lot owner, right? Or you just got a car, you want to just get an idea what's going on before you bring it to a shop or a dealer. That's where these things help you out because you can see what the car is seeing. You can get the actual fault codes from there. You can know if the car is safe to drive, right? Let's say you're on a road trip and a light pops on. You got one of these handy, you plug it in, you read the codes, you Google the codes if you don't know what it means, and it tells you it's just whatever fault, right? So it gives you peace of mind as to know, oh, okay, I can keep driving the car, or I need to stop driving the car and get it to a shop as soon as possible, right? Or it gives you a heads up on what something would cost, because with a car that's 10 years old, there's gonna be information out there. People have had the same scenarios over and over again between the different models. So by the time you have the issue, plug it in and read, somebody out there has encountered it before, right? But I do these reviews on my own time, okay? Companies find me on Instagram or YouTube. They send me the product. I give it a shot, see if I like it or not. I haven't ran into too many I don't like. If I don't like it, I don't review it. I don't want to waste my time reviewing something that I have no interest in. I only take products that I have interest in because I do diagnose cars all the time. And a lot of people ask me, what's the best for this? What's the best for that? I don't always have the answer. So I try to fill in the gaps with these products, right? They send me the products for free. I do my reviews, no questions asked, right? I don't really have, again, much negative to say about this. Although most of these things, they give you the information, but then you don't know what to do with it, right? So like if you get a fault code saying cannot communicate with whatever, how are you supposed to know what to do with that, right? So I wish companies would have better back-end support, like a tech support kind of thing. If not, they're giving you the tools to get the information, but then you're on your own from there. So you got to find companies like AllData, Mitchell, Identifix, or maybe have a buddy that works at a dealer, or check Facebook or forum groups or something like that, right? So only negatives I have with a lot of these things is they're not filling in the gaps that you guys need to accurately and thoroughly diagnose the cars, right? I don't know why they want to keep the information from you, you know, but if you're interested in something like this, there'll be a link down below, right? I'll leave a link to the Amazon page. They may even give me a coupon code for you guys. I'm not sure how long it's going to last, but hopefully you jump on it. If you do have one of these and you got comments, please leave it in the comment. Help the next guy, you know, let them know if it's a good investment or not. The reason I do these things, and if you watch any of my reviews, I say the same thing over and over again because it's just true, is I'm terrible at buying things. I stress over, is it good? Am I going to waste my money? Is it going to be helpful? So I try to watch reviews as much as possible to see if it's something that's going to work for me, right? So I wish I can go through every module and every function, but it's pretty simple. This can read every control module, and in every control module, you can read the part number of the module plus the version of it. You can read the codes, you can clear the codes, and you can read all the data. That's basically almost everything you need to fix a car, minus programming or software updates or changing coding, which is, it's a small percentage of doing repairs, right? So this gives you pretty much almost everything you need to do. But for the price of it, it's worth it, right? So like our labor rate here is almost $200 an hour, right? So if you buy one of these things, you can save yourself that diagnostic charge if it's something you could fix yourself, or at least you get an understanding of what's happening with the car before you take it to a shop. So that way, if they call you and say, hey, here's what we found, you go, okay, well, I have a question. I found this. What do you think about that? You know what I mean? Like this can help you, right? So, hey, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope it helps you in some way, shape, or form. All right. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to message me. Not a big deal at all. If you are a company that would like me to review one of your products, you can find me on Instagram at MasterTechLou, or leave me a comment down below and I'll reach out back to you. But hey guys, appreciate you guys watching. Check out my other review videos. I try to review all sorts of different products to see if it's helpful for you guys, and I hope you enjoy them. Take care.